as you think about the coming year and some of the types of things that you really want to set as goals, I do think one of the best things you could look at, besides dollars, besides profit, is energy. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, how much negative energy are you willing to put up with from clients? And that is really referring to people who can be described as nothing more week to week as a pain in the ass. PITA. Now, it used to be something where I would make a deal with myself and settle by saying, well, I'll just have to give them a PITA charge to put up with them. I still hear this from a lot of people. And the reality is there is no charge that you can tack on to what you're doing for any client who is a PITA to make that PITA worthwhile. No PITA should have a charge because they shouldn't be working with you anyway. You are telling yourself that it's okay to be verbally abused for somebody who is not going to respect the hours that you have, let's say, demanding a response, let's say, on the weekend or 11 o'clock at night or something like that. But they're also kind of thinking, well, I want a response in 24 hours or 48 hours, and you clearly put that out there in some paperwork that's one of the things that you really have as a standard. And I think too many people are not willing to stand up for those standards. They are putting it down as nice to haves, suggestions. If you could do this, that would be great. And then they just fall right over when they're tested. And that can't happen if you want to get to where you want to get to, not even the next year, but for years and years to come. The minute you sacrifice and settle because you say, well, they're paying a lot of money, then what's going to happen is you're going to sacrifice all of the positive energy you're going to get from the time you spend with clients who you really love to have. So it's not to say that every day has to be sunshine and rainbows with every client. It's not. Let's be real about that. But when you are feeling continuously beat up, disrespected, feeling like, your contribution is kind of a given, if they've never said thank you, I mean, that's hard for you, is to say thank you. These are the kinds of things that matter and should matter, because they're all indications that this person is not going to say anything to other people about you in a positive way to say, oh, you should work with so-and-so. They may not take kindly to small cost of living increases. They, certainly may not be understanding of the things that come up in life, like if you're sick or if, you have to tend for a child or something like that. Or simply, hey, sorry, it's something where I'm a little slammed. Can we do instead of this day, that day? And it's like you're taking out a kidney. That to me is the kind of overreaction that should not even be entertained. Those kinds of people, the more you deal with them, the more you sacrifice your soul, your values, and most importantly, as importantly, you are sacrificing the brand that you propose you are to the outside world. Oh, we're world class. Okay, would a world class firm put up with that crap? Would they put up with someone standing you up for a meeting? No, they wouldn't. Or maybe a world class firm would say, if you don't show up, you're going to be charged X amount of money. You think that's so outlandish? It happens right here in this town. If I make a reservation and I don't show up, I'm going to be charged. Certainly if it's within a certain amount of time. Why is that unreasonable? You're world class, are you not? So act like it. Act like it by not putting up with PITAs. There's no charge that's going to make them worthwhile. And you deserve to have the people who are your ideal client. You can't talk about ideal clients if you're willing to put up with really crappy ones on a continuous basis. And making that deal with yourself that, oh, yeah, they're tough, but they do pay. Well, I've got news for you. If they pay you so much that it's, say, more than 25-30% of your overall revenue, you've got problems. Because now you're going to be acting like they really do make or break you. And they're going to pick up on that, even if they don't know the exact percentage, which means they're going to be more abusive. They're going to be more of a pain in the ass. And they're just going to get worse. So there's no upside in keeping someone who occupies that slot when there are people much more deserving of it. And guess what? They're going to pay what you want, and they're going to pay on time. They're not going to say some crap like we're good for it, and they're not going to just look at what you give them and say, okay, what's next? They're going to be someone who's going to be a partner of yours. They're not going to look down on you and say, do what I say because the client is always right. They're going to be fulfilling to the point of where you say, gosh, sometimes this doesn't even feel like work because I'm having so much of a good time helping this client build their business. Those are the clients that I have. Those are more of the clients not only that I want, but that I will only accept. And that is what staying true to your ideal client is all about. You are who you choose to, with what you choose to put up with. What you choose to put up with defines you. Don't even give me this world-class talk or full suite of services or how we do it all when you are sacrificing part of your existence and your brand by putting up with someone who doesn't live up to what your brand is all about.